The Srivallabha, Chapter 9, Part 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Part 5, The Result of Donations and Philanthropic Acts Offered to Sadguru, Righteous People, and Yogis. Tirumala Das replied, Sri Krishna said that one should experience the results of actions, but he did not specify that they should be experienced only in wakeful state. They can be experienced even in the dreaming state. A karma which has to be suffered physically with the body for 10 years can be undergone through mental anguish or mental torture. In dreams within few hours, the impact of karma can be erased in that manner. Offering services and donations to righteous people and yogics as well as offering services to deities also result in diminishing sinful acts. The image of deities are holy. When we render services to them, our sin would be attached to them and their virtue would be transferred to us. When we offer donation to pious people and serve them, then also this sort of transfer takes place. When we meditate upon a Sadguru, this kind of exchange occurs through the medium of meditation. A Sadguru accepts services from his disciple and through the medium of those services he takes the sinful acts of his disciple and bestows fruits of his penance to them. Someone should suffer the results of the sinful acts. However, as deities and divine incarnation are of tremendous brilliance and are personifications of the blazing fire, they can burn the sinful karmas accepted by them into ashes. Even if we offer a leaf, a fruit, or a flower to them with sincerity, such transfers take place mutually between our sinful karmas and their merits. The process of transfer would be directly in proportion to the intensity of our prayer, devotion, and the level of surrender. Sometimes Sripada transfers the sinful karmas of his dependents to inanimate objects like rocks and stones. By knocking those stones and rocks and through various strange ways, he would be destroyed the results of that karma. I will tell a small episode illustrating this. Listen carefully. From the time of birth of Sripada, there was a problem with the scarcity of milk. Sumati Maharani was not having sufficient milk for the child. There was a cow in their house. A small quantity of milk was needed in their house for making an offering of Kalagni Shamana Datta. The cow used to only give that much small quantity of milk, but it used to give milk to its calf to full satisfaction. This was a peculiar situation. At times, Sripada used to stealthily enter the puja room and drink the small quantity of milk kept for Kalagni Shamla Datta, even before the offering was made. On such days, Sri Apal Raja Sharma used to offer a small piece of jaggery as an offering to Lord Datta, and he used to observe fast on that day. When her husband was fasting, Sumati Maharani also used to fast. In case he waited up to the time of Nevedya, Sripada alone used to drink that milk. The parents were feeling very unhappy that they could not offer to give sufficient milk to the exceptional divine child born to them. Painda Venkatapaya Shrishti and Narsimha Varma tried many a time to donate a cow which gave abundant milk to Appal Raja Sharma. All their attempts were in vain. Appal Raja Sharma did not accept a donation under any circumstances. That was his vow. He was of the opinion that acceptance of a donation would bring sin. As he was a Vedic scholar, he used to accept rewards presented in Vedic conferences. His income from priesthood was very meagre. He was conducting priesthood only to Panada Venkatapaya Shrishti and Narsimha Parma when those two persons offered more money than that was normally given to other priestesses. Appal Raja Sharma used to decline such gestures. Sri Appal Raja Sharma did not accept anything even from his father-in-law Sri Bapnarya. The birthday of Sumati Maharani was on the Kritika full moon. Only on that day, Appal Raja Sharma was dining in the house of Sri Bapnarya. In the same way, on Vaishaka Sutta Tritiya, which was a birthday, he used to take meals in the house of his father-in-law. In the course of time, he was taking meals in the house of the father-in-law on Ganesha Chaturthi also, as it was the day of Sripada's birthday. Thinking about the miserable state of the family, Sumati Maharani one day said to her husband, "My parents are well-to-do people. In addition, they are orthodox people observing strict spiritual discipline. I do not find anything wrong in accepting a cow from the wealthy family of our Maladi parents. We are not in a position to give enough milk to Sripada. I submit that you may consider this matter carefully." Then Appal Raja Sharma replied, "What you said is right. A Satya Rushirvara is unblemished of sin. No fault is committed if a cow is accepted from him. But the approval of Dharma Shastra about this matter is essential. Many great personages said that Sripada is an incarnation of Datta. Many astonishing things are happening from the time preceding his birth up this time. If this is the new incarnation of Datta, the cow in our house must give adequate milk and you must have sufficient milk. Not only that, our eldest son, Sridharaja Sharma is blind and the younger son Ramaraja Sharma is lame. Sripada could free both of them from the physical disabilities. You can discuss this matter with your father or you can ask Sripada himself. But it is not proper for God to create such a complicated problem that I have to violate my vow." Sumati Maharani submitted this matter to her father. Papnarinu smiled and said, "My dear, this is all a play of Sripada. Sripada is skillful not only in solving problems, he is skillful in creating problems also. I noticed through yogic vision that Sripada is Datta. We have a number of cows in our house. I am not only agreeable but will also feel extremely happy to give you a cow. Lord Datta very much likes cow's milk. The approval of Dharma Shastra is also necessary. As told by your husband, oh, what an irony of fate. There are countless sons-in-law in this world who through various means attempt to grab the wealth of their fathers-in-law. But my son-in-law stands equal to a blazing fire. We will become fools if we attempt to break his vow unless he receives clear permission from all the primary elements of creation. Your husband would not accept this donation of a cow. If Sripada relieves his two brothers from physical handicaps, his bond of indebtedness with your family will get severed. Datta, who is freed from debt, cannot remain as a child in your house. He leaves the house as a world teacher to uplift the world. Therefore, do not request Sripada even by mistake to remove the physical disabilities of his brothers. Everything is subservient to time. That time is under the control of Sripada. If Sripada wins, you will get plenty of milk, but the link of indebtedness with him will be lost to you. Once he is redeemed of debt, Lord Datta would not limit himself to our family. He escapes from the house to assume the role of preceptor of the universe. If Sripada desires, the cow in your house would produce adequate milk and would give milk properly, abandoning its peculiar nature. Then this problem would not rise at all. Therefore, have patience for some time. Datta, who created this naughty problem, will himself solve it. Then I asked, "Sir, what is the reason for the brothers of Sripada to be born with physical defects? Are there hereditary lapses of karma relating to the family?" Tirumala Das answers, "My dear, Sri Dattatreya incarnated during the dusk hours. Sripada incarnated during the dawn hours. The incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati will take place during midday in the Abhijit Lagna. The spotty places of Datta are profound. Darkness spreads after dusk and living beings remain in sleepy conditions. Therefore, the incarnation of Datta assumed full responsibility for the process of the development of yogic endeavors and also allowed the living creatures to enjoy comfortable sleep. In thick darkness, people do not know which direction to proceed, what to do and how to move in the process of evolution. The significance of the Datta incarnation is to achieve evolution and development in people without them being aware of it, without any effort on their part or with little effort living beings travel from the deep inner consciousness towards spiritual evolution in matters unknown to them. This is not limited to the earth only. Sripada arrived during dawn. During dawn, all the powers of the sun god shine forth at once and purify all creatures. Their soul is a replica of the sun. This indicates the development and awakening of an infinite variety of powers within the creatures. The midday sun is a form of a furious and terrible raging fire. The purpose of the incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati is to make the solar soul spread out abundantly and freely with complete powers and awaken all living beings. These matters relate to his consciousness, which spreads all over the universe. Between the incarnation of Datta and the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha, a long back night intervened. That was a full embodiment of the greater gloom, representing that the elder brother Sridharaja Sharma was born. After the dark period elapsed, there was the advent of another state during which doubts, atheistic argument, tricking logics, and perverted interpretations prevailed, representing that the younger brother Sri Ramaraja Sharma was born. Any living creature can contain the grace of Sripada only after leaving the darkness of inertia and overcoming the mental wavering of bad arguments, doubts, and distorted interpretations. This is the secret in this. These matters concern the evolution of living beings in the universe. In addition, there were certain mistakes made by the family in their past actions, even though Sri Appalraja Sharma belonged to the sect of Vedika Valanti Brahmin. Their family had the handmanship of the village. The name of the paternal grandfather of Sripada was Shardhara Ramaraja Sharma. It was a custom for Brahmins having administrative powers over the village to affix the title Raja to their names. The word Sharma denotes that the individual is a Brahmin. Sridhar Ramaraja Sharma was a village officer of the Ainavili village. In their family, the eldest son would get the headmanship of the village. Taxes has to be paid to the zamindars irrespective of the fact whether there was a good yield of crops or failure of crops, and it was the responsibility of the village headman to collect taxes, sometimes through coercion. Therefore, Sridhara Ramaraja Sharma had to collect taxes through violent means to comply with the orders of the zamindar, without having any regard to his personal likes and dislikes. That was his duty and dharma, but in the eyes of God, it was a sin. The headmanship was inherited by the eldest brother of Sri Appalraja Sharma on account of the sinful acts of their grandfather, Sripada's eldest brother Sridharaja Sharma, and the next eldest brother, Ramaraja Sharma, were born with cognitive physical defects. Even though Sripada Srivallabha is verily the incarnation of Lord Datta, he also had to suffer a little from the influence of the sinful acts of his grandfather. That was the reason why he had to face a shortage of milk. The Lord of the universe will apply the regulation formulated by him to all. Sripada showed us to way by way of suffering the effects of karma by him. Also, even though he came as an incarnation, Sri Painada Venkatapaya Shreshti and Sri Vatsavai Narasimha Varma regarded Sripada as their own grandson. They thought for a long while on how to solve the milk shortage problem that has been troubling Sripada. Sri Varma called Sri Srishti and requested him to come up with a plan to solve the problem. There were some cows born to a well-known cow called Gayatri, which was in the custody of Sri Varma. Sri Srishti bought from Sri Varma a cow having all auspicious qualities. Sri Varma kept all the proceeds carefully with him. In the meanwhile, Sri Appalraja Sharma came to the house of Sri Varma to perform priestly duties. Sri Varma gave the money received by sale of the cow to Sri Appalraja Sharma on that occasion. That amount of money was disproportionately large compared to the normal honorarium given to priestess for similar functions. Sri Appalraja Sharma took out of that money what was justly due to him and rejected the rest of the money. Then Sri Varma also refused to take back that rejected money. He said that as a noble Kshatriya, he would not accept back the money that he donated. This dispute was referred to Sri Bhavnare. The council of Brahmins to Papaya Shastri, a good cow could be purchased with that money. Papaya Shastri went to his house after the meeting with the bride of victory. By the time he reached home, his uncle was in the house waiting for him. They had a dialogue for some time. Papaya requested his uncle to dine. The uncle replied that he would take meals once a year and that it was not possible for him to take meals then in his nephew's house. Saying so, he immediately left. After his uncle left, Papaya sat completely absorbed in thought. His wife came and asked, "Sir, this uncle who came now closely resembles your own uncle who died last year, is it not?" Papaya was aghast. He had only one uncle and that uncle died last year. Then who was that new uncle? In what a fantasy his intellect was worshipped by him now. Would the coming time be a bad one? The words of his uncle while departing from the house, "I hope you will meet me shortly," began to torment his mind in various ways. Was he going to meet his uncle in the next world after dying shortly? His heart became heavy. He chanted the mantra Om Dhram Dattatre Namaha. He could not carry on the meditation with single-minded devotion. He went to the Sri Kukuteshwar temple to see Swayambhu Datta. He began to meditate upon Datta. In that meditation, he saw Datta without a head. When he started to do japa, his mind was vacillating. The prasad given by the priest appeared to have been dipped in a jar filled with poison. The priest was laughing and telling something, but Papaya Shastri heard a message that he would soon die after eating the prasad. When Papaya returned home, he did not find the vermilion mark on the forehead of his wife. He asked his wife why she removed the vermilion mark even when he was alive. She wondered as to why her husband was rebuking her even when she had a big vermilion mark on her forehead. Propaganda that Papaya lost his mental balance gained speed. Pitikapuram was full of rumors, criticisms and canards. Papaya was given psychological treatment and treatment for possession by spirits. He was telling that he was not mad and all that he was telling was true. People there were discussing among themselves that a lunatic also would sometimes speak logically. Papaya's wife had a good idea. She thought that this was a result of her husband's bad deed of abusing Sripada out of his ignorance. It occurred to tell her that it was better to seek refuge of the living Sripada shining with divine luster than to bow before speechless stone images of deities. She went to the house of Sripada. She took the boy in her arms and kissed him. When they were alone, she narrated her plight to him. Sripada then said, "Aunt, all this will subside with a small adjustment. As you are like my mother, I am telling you a secret. Construct a new house without any delay. When you and uncle enter the new house, after performing Vastu Puja, everything will become steady." She did not divulge this discussion with Sripada to anyone. She convinced her people saying that the troubles plagued them because they resided in a rented house and that they must construct their own house immediately. Someone gave a forsaken pit as a donation of land to Papaya. It was immediately filled up with great labor and expense for the construction of the new house. All the money, gold and valuables in the house were spent. Some money was also borrowed. Mountain rocks were brought. They were broken into pieces and were used in the construction of the house. Papaya became healthy as soon as they entered the new house. Dear Shankar, but Papaya was passing through a period of impending death. Sripada saved him from dying at an early age. Sripada destroyed Papaya's karma by making him suffer mental torture and insult and by making him spend money. Not only that, the evil karma of Papaya was attracted into the hilly rocks and by breaking them into small pieces. The karma of Papaya was destroyed. The methods employed by Siddhas and Abdusas are very strange. Sripada said to Papaya, who regained his health, "What a fool you are! You have no head. You are an unfortunate fellow who could not recognize the deity whom you worship sincerely. Who is before you in human form as Sripada? You believe that the rocky Datta image in the Kukutashetra temple is your savior? I am the Datta who attracted the fruits of your seeds into the stones, and by breaking them into small pieces, I erased your karma. I also granted you a new house. If you had reposed faith in this living Datta in a human form, I would have attracted all your evil tendency unto my body and saved you by nullifying your karma. The fruits of grace of God depend upon the mental disposition of the devotee. After this Leela of Sripada, Srivallabha Papaya recognized him as an incarnation of Datta. The shortage of milk was Sripada was causing trouble to Sri Shreshti and Sri Varma. They approached Sri Bapnara and said, "O Rajarshi, like King Janaka, you are a Brahmajanani absorbed in the Supreme even when leading a worldly life. Here is a small submission, you have to approve it." Bapnara replied, "How can I express my approval without knowing the submission? Tell me the matter without any hesitation. If it satisfies the principles of Dharma, I will certainly approve it." Then Sri Shreshti said, "I purchased from Sri Varma a good featured cow belonging to the progeny of cow Gayatri. I want to give it to our family priest Sri Appal Raja Sharma. If that cow's milk is used for the service of Sripada, we will feel extremely happy. Nothing more than that is desired by us." On hearing the words of Sri Shreshti, Sri Bapnara said, "All right, send that cow to our house. I will try to give it to Sri Appal Raja." The stay of that auspicious cow in the house of Sri Appal Raja is especially beneficial both to the donor and the acceptor. The cow was brought to the house of Sri Bapnara. Sri Appal Raja Sharma refused to accept it as a donation. In the Himalayas, there is an area called Satopada. Dharmaraja and others have ascended to heaven from that area. A great person by the name Sri Satchitananda Avadhuta was living there. His age was some centuries. He was a disciple of Sri Vishveshwar Prabhu. He was residing at Kaivalya Shunga. Sri Vishveshwar Prabhu told Sri Satchitananda Avadhuta that he incarnate as Sripada Srivallabha in Pitikapuram, and that Sri Satchitananda should see his childhood form and be blessed. Sri Avadhuta visited Pitikapuram. Sri Bapnara cordially welcomed him. He saw Lord Datta in the form of Sripada Srivallabha and his life got fulfilled. The problem of the paucity of milk was brought before him. Sri Avadhuta emphatically said that Appal Raja Sharma should accept the donation of the cow, and that Sripada was verily Lord Datta himself, and that with useless restrictions. The magnificent service of providing milk to Lord Datta should not be lost. The council of Brahmins asked for proof to say that Sripada was Datta. Sri Avadhuta said that he would give evidence through the 5 elements. Part 6. The 5 elements giving evidence that Sripada himself is Dattatreya. A ritual was commenced by Sri Avadhuta. Mother Earth gave evidence that since Sripada was Sri Datta, it was not wrong for Appal Raja Sharma to accept the donation of the cow. Moreover, that which was given with love by the father-in-law to his son-in-law cannot be counted as a donation. Therefore, Sri Bapnara could take it as a donation from Srishti, and he could give it as a gift to his son-in-law. This was a statement of Mother Earth. After the ritual started, it rained all around except in the place of the ritual. This was accepted as a second evidence. The god of fire personally took the offerings in the ritual and explained that accepting the donation of a cow was not wrong. This was accepted as a third testimony. The wind shook with terrible speed all the area except the venue of ritual. This was regarded as the fourth evidence. A divine voice from the sky announced that Sripada was in reality Lord Datta himself. After accepting the testimonies from the 5 elements, Appal Raja Sharma accepted the donation of cow. The fruits of the cow donation accrued to Sri Shrishti. Therefore, it was decided that the price of the cow should be given by Narasimha Varma to Sri Appal Raja. In this manner, and in the presence of Sri Avadhuta, a rare meritorious virtue become available to Sri Shrishti and to Sri Vatsavi Varma. Previous birth story of Sumati and Appal Raja. Sri Avadhuta said, "People of Pitikapuram, what sort of foolish people are you? you are unable to recognize Sripada who is moving in front of you as Lord Datta. Worship to the stone ideal of Swayambhu Datta has been going on for many thousands of years. The Lord who was in the form of a stone idol has now become dynamic and manifested with the body as Sripada Srivallabha. Praying to him to take birth as an avatar and then rejecting him when he took birth as an avatar is sinful. I, having many hundreds of years of age, came here to have darshan of Sripada. The famous Vishnu Datta and Sushila mentioned in Datta Purana are now born as Appal Raja Sharma and Sumati Maharani. There was a Maharshi by the name Lambada in Kriti Yoga. He became eligible for Sri Datta's special grace. He prayed to Datta that he would like to see Datta as a child and would like to rear that complete Parabrahman's avatar with fatherly affection. Sri Datta said that his desire would be fulfilled during Krishna avatar. Labada Maharshi was born as Nanda. His wife was born as Yashoda. Because of the marriage they received by worshipping Shiva at Pradosha time on Saturdays. Sri Krishna grew up as the child of Nanda and Yashoda. But in the Yadava caste, Muslim developed and all Yadavas perished. Nanda was born as Bhaskaryachar with the surname Ramatagula when Sri Ambika was born as Vasavi Kanyaka Parameshwari. When Arya Vaishyas involved in the fire pit, at least one person remained in each lineage, but no one remained in Labada Maharshi's lineage. So it was decided that Arya Vaishyas should compulsorily remember Labada Maharshi. When the self-immolation of Arya Vaishyas in the fire pit was over, Sri Bhaskarichar went into meditation in the meditation room of his house. One of the ancestors of Sri Bhaskarichar was a devotee of Sri Rama. Sri Rama gave darshan to that devotee once. At the same time, he had to go to serve his parents. So he asked Sri Rama to stay there till they came back. Sri Rama's footprints were clearly imprinted in their house. Mother Vasavi now appeared to Bhaskarichari standing in those footprints after the self-immolation was complete. Bhaskarichari wept inconsolably. After a few moments, a child was seen at the same place. The child was none other than Sri Datta. The Lord said, "Grandfather, myself and my sister Vasavi will always move before your eyes as small children." How can we stay away from you? You are the Labada Maharshi who has taken birth on his earth. Your lineage has no survivors now. It is a common thing that happens when one does extremely great merit or extremely great sins. When you were Nanda, you acquired great merit when there is no one eligible to be born in that great meritorious family line. That family line discontinues because of the great merit you received earlier. You are now born as Bhaskaracharya and have seen the incarnation of Vasambha. As there are no survivors in the lineage of Lambada, you are agitated without your knowledge. I am now giving you my assurance. The Ramatagula Vamsan in which you are born will not perish. It will run till the end of Kali Yuga. When I take an incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha, you will have to be born as my grandfather. At that time, you will have the house name Maladi and will be known as Bhavnava Dhanolu. Maladi Vamsam also will not perish till the end of Kali Yuga. Part 8. Previous births of Samardha Randas, Shivaji Maharaj and Sridhar Swami. My dear, in accordance with the promise given in Brihat Silanagaram, these things are happening now in Pitikapuram. Sripada's eldest brother will be released from his blindness and he will become a great Pandit. After leaving that body, he will stay in Hiranyalokam for some time. Then by the will of Sripada, he will be born as Samardha Ramadas in Sajanagada in the area of Maratha. Narsimha Verma, who got the fruit of the donation of a cow to Sripada, after leaving his body will become a Chhatrapati with the name of Shivaji Maharaj and strive to establish a Hindu kingdom. He will go to Sri Shailam and get blessings. He will become famous as the dear disciple of Samardha Ramadas. Sripada's second elder brother Ramaraja Sharma also will get liberated from his lameness and will become a great Pandit after leaving that body. He will stay in Hiranyalokam for some time and again will take birth as Sridhar and become an Avaduta. Part 9. The divine power cannot be comprehended and cannot be transgressed. Whatever I say is true in every letter, whether you believe it or not. Truth remains truth. If all the people in the world argued that there is no sun, the sun will not disappear. The divine is very strange. God has the power to create troubles to even rich people or even great kings who enjoy all riches. Similarly, God also has the power to remove the troubles. In the future, Vyasapura Agraharam, which will be called Kokanada, Shyamalambapura and Sri Pitikapuram will amalgamate and will develop into a mega city. One day or the other, in one birth or the other, people from all countries in the world, people from all races and all traditions will come to Pitikapuram and have the darshan of Sri Swami. The biography of Sripada written in Sanskrit and titled as Sripada Srivallabha Charitamrita would receive the blessings of Sripada Srivallabha. According to the will of Sripada, that volume written on Bhurjapatra would be kept buried in an invisible from many fathoms deep underground in the birthplace of Sripada. His padukas would be installed and a temple would be constructed at his birthplace also. Sri Panda Venkatapaya Shrishti, an eminent affluent merchant who could donate a cow to Sripada, was indeed a very worthy person. His life became an illustrious one. There would be no shortage of wealth in their family. He would stay for some time in Hiranyaloka and after that he would take birth in Maharashtra in a very wealthy Vaishya family and witness the incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati also. My dear Shankar Bhatt, this episode of the donation of the cow is indeed very auspicious. You can now proceed to Kurvapuram. May Sripada Srivallabha protect you always. Victory unto Sri Sripada Srivallabha.